What's going on, everybody? Brett here. And we're back playing some more Artifact. So for me, it's been a little while. It's been almost a week since my last Artifact run. I've been trying out some different games, playing lots of different games on the channel. And I was sitting here, and I kind of got the urge to play some more Artifact. So I figured, you know what? Let's record it. And if we're going to record it, let's go ahead and do a prize play Phantom Draft. Make it for stakes. We have 7 tickets, so we may as well. We haven't got any kind of perfect runs yet. We just started delving really into the prize play aspect of this game. We've been doing it essentially for free, and now I think it's time we start playing competitive. We understand the game well enough, and yeah, let's do it. Let's start the draft. So we're going to use a ticket, and we're going to do a draft. Okay, cool. So right off the bat, cards that I think are very strong: Ogre Magi, Red Mist Pillager, Dimensional Portal, Blink Dagger. I think those are all maybe the strongest of the cards, and obviously there's some other very good cards in this pack. My thoughts immediately are, if I'm going to take Ogre Magi, who's a hero that I honestly like a lot, then Dimensional Portal is a great follow-up to that, right? Stay blue, but Red Mist Pillager is such a powerful card that I could see. I mean, it just wins games by itself, honestly. So I think we're going to take that. And red-blue is a pretty nice pairing. Let's see what we can do with that. And of course, this is our first picks, guys. We're not by any means locked in. But we are going to try to make the most of our first few picks. So let's maybe go Messenger Rookery Foresight. I love being able to draw cards. And Messenger Rookery is a very strong effect. Curse of Atrophy is a great card. Being able to modify enemy heroes with 2 attack. If you could get all the enemy heroes in one lane, or several of them, as many as maybe 3, this card really gets its value. But otherwise, I like the versatility is the word I'm looking for of Foresight and Messenger Rookery. Let's take those. Fracture Timeline is kind of a cool blue card. You can get this down very early in any lane and begin kind of a lockout synergy. And I also like Hellbear Crippler as another great minion for us, great creep. So let's go ahead and take him. Almex Arena, I'm not sure how good this card is. I could see you're drawing maybe 1 or 2 or 3 cards from this. But I mean, a card like Foresight, which comes down 2 turns earlier, just automatically draws you 2 cards. So I'm not sure how great that is as an effect. Solemnity's Favor's good. Grazing Shot, Ravenous Mass is okay. Crippling Blow, I mean, these are not really the red cards that I want, but I'm going to take them and hope that sticking to this little bit of a synergy that we have here, or sticking to the colors that I am currently sticking to, is going to eventually pay off. Assure Destruction, wow, and Broadsword. I like Broadsword. Bounty Hunter is a pretty good black hero. And if we want to pass on Bounty Hunter, our options are pretty much Ogre Conscript's Friendly Fire. And I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to bank on getting a red or blue hero. And I feel like I'm locking myself into these colors, and I kind of am. They're 2 colors that I would like to play, mostly just because they're 2 colors that I would, I'm in the mood to play, guys. Bounty Hunter is a great hero. His card track is great. But I think we're going to pass on him and hope to get something more in line with what I want to do with this current draft. Ooh, and then we get past Hipfire, which is a nice card. In our colors, I'm looking at Enough Magic and perhaps Glyph of Confusion or Cunning Plan. Cunning Plan is a more replaceable effect. It's a common card. Glyph of Confusion being rare means it's a bit harder to get. The green cards here are also pretty good, and I think we're going to take Glyph. It's unique. I've only gotten to play with it 1 time, and I would like to do so again if at all possible. Buying Time, this is our 2nd one. It plays into a bit of a lockout synergy that we have going with Fractured Timeline. And the rest of the cards here I don't really like. I like Treant Protector a lot as a hero, but I would love to stay red-blue. So I'm gonna take the daggers here and hope to wheel something that's good, and we're just not. Let's take a New Orders and a plate. I value all of the Stonehall things very highly. Lost in Time, Fractured Timeline to kind of cement us in this sort of lockout card type deck. Last pick, Bloodseeker. That feels pretty bad. I don't think Bloodseeker is bad by any means. I just wish we could have got a last pick hero in the colors that we're attempting to draft. So Legion Standard Bearer, I like him a lot. He boosts allied neighbors attack by 4. And he's just kind of got a big butt. Lets him sit in the lane for a while and hopefully not die the first turn he comes down. Luna is a great pickup. I love her card Eclipse, and we'll play her all day long. Phantom Assassin, man, it really wants us to be black, it seems. The best cards here are also black. Disciple, I like a lot. Call the Reserves is just kind of okay. Enough Magic, we already have one of those, so I'm not that interested in taking that. I think we'll take Disciple plus Pike. I think that's enough better than the rest of the cards in the pack, that I'm not going to continue to ignore it. Okay, not much here. Something like that, or like this. Revtail Investments is kind of a tricky card. You hope to get this down turn 1, and you just keep upticking it. I'll take that over Chainmail. And hopefully at some point in the game, you get a big payoff and you buy a big item. So, see if that'll be worth it. Lightning Strike could be good with Ogre Magi's passive, multicast. We already have a Messenger Rookery. I'm not sure we need 2 of those. Kind of want to take that. I like both of these items, but like if there's a chance we're going to play black, and I don't know if there is, it might behoove us to start taking these black cards, but I think I'm going to pass it in favor of Red Mist Maul. Take a Furline Mantle and a clear of the deck. And a Zombie Defensive Stance. Come on. So Skywrath Mage is not quite what I'm looking for. I love his card, Mystic Flare, but it comes at the cost of an extremely weak blue hero. I think Stonehall Elite's great. And then Steam Cannon, the black cards in this pack are great. I think we'll take a Steam Cannon. Crystal Maiden, another blue hero. It's giving us the opportunity to take. But now we'll take Hipfire and Slay. And look to run this Bloodseeker. Wow, another. We'll take Untested Grunt. Helm of the Dominator could be a great top-end card for us. Do I want Crystal Maiden? I don't hate Crystal Maiden. I just wish she was maybe like a 3/6. Her stats mean she just can't even tango with a melee creep. It always feels pretty bad to play her. Although maybe that was my chance to play her. You know what I mean? Take a Tower Barrage and a Smeevil Arm Master, which buffs random allied heroes by 2. Messenger Rookery and a Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch is a nice effect. It can stun a hero. And unfortunate for us, we're just not getting the hookups with the colors that we tried to go into. Annihilation is a great card, and Thunderhide Alpha is like a game-ending finisher. But we're just not in green. So we're going to replace this guy with a Keef. It's kind of the plan right now. But then asking myself, do I want to take this Sniper and just submit myself in black and try and pick up a lot more black cards? And I think that's a decent enough play. Triple Crystal Maiden going around the table. Feels pretty bad. We'll take another Untested Grunt over Arcane. Interesting. So this could be our 3rd Disciple of Nevermore, which would be much better if we had a lot of blue cards that summoned. But that's just, it's not the case. I'm going to value this Assassin's Apprentice over another one of these cards, which we already have multiples. Murder Plot was also a consideration there for me. Take a Grazing Shot. Looking at Claymore, Vestments, Trebuchet. Slay and Hipfire are some nice kind of gifts nearly last pick. And however you say this word, Nycta's Natasha's Guard, maybe? Natasha's Guard here is a very powerful effect, but it's also an extremely expensive item. So let's see what we can build from this. I hate running a one-of Keith because Keith's card is really poor. He can basically only target himself. And if we hadn't gone so deep on the red, I mean, what are the odds we just don't get a single red hero in all those packs? It just felt really low to me. But anyway, let's go ahead and bear out what we're going to do here. We're going to take a Keith and a Bloodseeker. And I think perhaps an Ogre Magi Sniper in that way. That looks pretty fine to me. So not a lot of synergies between our cards, honestly. Can run one Messenger Rookery, and the red is going to be pretty light splash, so we're just going to want to run the best of those cards that we have. We'll run a Crippler, both of our Grunts, and the Assassin. We'll see if we want to do this lockout synergy by the time we get to the end of building our deck. I think we run at least 2 of the Disciples and both of the Slays. The Standard Bearer, the Arm Master, the Elite, the Red Mist, and the Ogre. I think those are probably all the cards in our Red Splash. Some of these other cards are very good in a more red heavy deck. We're definitely running both of our Hip Fires. And I don't hate any of these other cards, but Annihilation, Friendly Fire, Steam Cannon certainly, and I'll debate these as we continue to build. We're in a Grazing Shot. We need to add some more blue, so let's add a Messenger Rookery. No, we already have one. We can add a... You know what, let's try the Lockout synergy. Let's add both Fractured Timelines, both Buying Times, and then we can also add the Lost in Time. That puts us up to 40 cards. Let me ruminate a little bit on those picks rather. Let's take the daggers. Since the updates, the daggers have gotten a lot better. They have a purge effect that they can do. We'll play both the Stonehall cards that we picked up. Furline Mantle's pretty good value. We'll play the Helm as maybe our late game purchase. And I think we run all 3 of the cloaks. My question is, do we run something like the Broadsword over the Musket? Or, of course, also the Red Mist Maul. I like the Maul a lot more if we were heavier red or green. I think we take the Musket and perhaps call that good. Okay, anything else we want to run? I feel like we could go up to maybe like 42 cards, something like that. And if that's the case, I'd like to take another Tower Barrage. It's a bit more board clear. And maybe the Foresight as well. If there's anything we can cut, maybe in black. No, I like our black. Our black is really strong. I think this is fine. I'm not going to stress out too much about this, guys. I didn't quite put together the deck that I wanted, but I think it's fine. And I have no doubt we can win some games. So let's jump into the first match. We'll play at least one game today. Depending on how long it goes. Could go quite long. You never know, and our opponent has some very strong heroes. Bristleback and Phantom Assassin and Kana being the 3 that I was mainly looking at. It would have been nice to get Keith in front of that Phantom Assassin. But we're going to pass. Nice to see all 3 colors in our opening hand. And we can put down the Rookery, and we can do that in this lane here, and try and get Keith to smack the Phantom Assassin at the beginning of the next turn. Cool little mirror match taking place in that lane. Wow, that hurts. Good play from the opponent. I don't know if that'll trigger his Barroom Brawler. Yep, technically I guess we were blocking him. So he gets 2 armor permanently. Yeah, Bristleback is such a scary card. Good play from the opponent. Good use of a cheap card to have a really good effect. And I think it's safe to put Ogre Magi down in this lane, since he already has a target and we're going to be getting another minion there regardless. So anywhere this hero goes, you need to expect for your opponent to try and overwhelm that lane. Wow, he gets the curve on us. And we can stop him from doing that and sacrifice our Sneevil. That feels pretty good. And now, even if he had something like a cloak to give him +4 or her +4 health, he would still be able to kill her. See what our opponent does. He may have had some kind of play to deal damage to Keith. That would have allowed the trade to happen. And now he may be having to rethink his build. I mean, that's certainly interesting, but I think we still kill Phantom Assassin, and then we just take this thing out next turn. I mean, our opponent had to know we were going to do that. Honestly, I would have been more scared of this card in the center lane, where without a doubt, they may summon... They can get 3 hounds from her card if they decide to play it. We could check that out. It's called Prey on the Weak. Summon a Hound of War for every damaged unit, and a Hound of War is a 2/1. Okay, so we're going to draw 2 cards. Please don't both be black. And they're both black. Okay. It's alright. We have 2 black heroes coming down next turn. So we'll be able to dictate where we need these cards played. Would have been nice to get a blue card so we could actually do something with our Ogre Magi. And that's a pretty nice little split there on the minion, helping us clear the way for Ogre Magi as well. Okay. Great. I like getting those cloaks. That should help us save our guys a little bit. And I think we're going to split it like this. No reason to put anything at all in front of that Bristleback. And I think our Bloodseeker is going to help us start chewing through minions. Not sure where the Necrophos is going to go. May go mid, may go left. If he doesn't go left, he's essentially conceding it. And yeah, he's going to go left. Pretty curious what he's going to do. We could Traveler's Cloak to try and save our Sniper. Kind of nice that the Disciple did the work for us, making it so that our Sniper trades. Yeah, we're just going to do that. We only need to put 3 damage on him to kill him. And fortunately for us, we have multiple hip fires.
My power grows.
Interesting. Very interesting, because we also have a Slay. We could have considered... I mean, we're still going to hip fire and kill him. But if we'd have slayed him, it would have changed the math here a bit. But that's just not the case at the moment. So let's hip fire here. And it does 6 damage because he has -2 armor. And now that we have initiative, we'll just pass. Ooh, we maybe should have checked to see if there's anyone on the board that we could grazing shot. Because she has 2 armor, hipfire does not take her out. Are there any clever plays we can make? That's essentially what I'm asking myself, guys. Is there anything like clever that we can do? And I think we're going to try and suit up Lunara, keep her around for as long as possible, and we may even drop our Disciple here unfortunate curve. So I think if that's the case, he's going to heal up after the fight, so it's really not, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. So we put a disciple here, right? All of a sudden we're doing a lot more damage. But this guy is going to trade, so I think what we can do is we can just grazing shot this thing to keep him alive and do 4 extra damage to the tower.
I gave your death meaning.
That armor is a problem, keeping her alive. Assassinate does piercing damage, so in 2 turns we'll be able to one-shot this Bristleback, assuming he doesn't do anything. And once again, not having any blue cards. There's a lot of things we could have drawn. We've drawn 2 extra cards with Foresight. Just buy both. So Phantom Assassin comes down, probably, yeah, in front of him. We'll see if there's anything he can do to save her. Because I doubt there's anything we can do to save him. And there, I mean, there just isn't. Yeah, Ignite would have been something great to get down early if we had it in our hand last turn. Okay. So that's essentially what we were expecting. So we're going to put this musket on Keith. We're going to shoot her, and then they're going to trade once again. And we're going to drop Ogre Conscripts for sure. And I think we want to do it before everything happens, because for all I know, she's going to play some card that deals 5 damage. I don't know. I don't know what she could have. But if we were not able to play Ogre Conscripts this turn, he would be sitting in our hand for 2 turns, and that would feel pretty bad. So at least now we have a 7/7 in this lane that's going to be beating down pretty hard. And add insult to injury. The Lucent Beam has just been hitting her this entire time. Oh god. Yeah, I knew that was coming. There's really nothing you can do about it. We're still going to drop Ignite in this lane to slow her roll. And we're going to do that in the next lane with Ogre Magi, because that's really all he can do. Just sad we didn't have that earlier. It would have saved us a lot of damage. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, that was kind of the one thing I was afraid of. We have no way of saving him. Giving him the daggers doesn't really do anything. It just puts extra damage. We have Sniper coming down. Assassinate can hit any lane. And I think we save our gold. I'm not sure we need to draw a card here. Wouldn't be surprised to see Necrophos go to either the left or the right lane. Sucks that he's getting even more minions in the middle lane. Although maybe that's a good thing. It's hard to say. So we can one-shot Bristleback or we can one-shot Necrophos. Come on, it's not letting me mouse over. There we go. And this does piercing damage, so it will kill Bristleback. And I think we kill Bristleback just because he's the one doing the damage, and he's also a pretty powerful hero that we can't much deal with otherwise. Ooh, our opponent playing a golden ticket. Gonna get a random item here. Who knows what it is or how strong it is. But we have 4 heroes that we can drop next turn. And that feels pretty strong. So all the hounds are going to disappear. Oh, just a little bit more. We're going to kill, hopefully kill, Lunara next turn. This does piercing damage, so it's ignoring her armor. Wow, they fully healed her. Maybe they have another healing flask. That would not surprise me. Okay, so I guess they're letting her die. because this happens before everything else. And we're getting a very lucky curve here. Not taking that 7 damage feels great. And I would love to draw another one of our assassinates next turn. We could quadruple drop this lane. And I don't think that's a bad idea. The lane itself is sitting at 24 HP. Ooh, some armor, a heal. Wow, more daggers. Interesting. And I'll take the flask. I don't think we're going to get up to 19 gold, guys. It's just the dream. I feel like we want to do something like this. If I had some of my board clear in my hand, I would be happily placing Ogre Magi mid, but I think Phantom Assassin's going to go in the left lane. Wow, he's going to overload center lane. Interesting. Okay. Come on, either another Assassinate would be wonderful. Eclipse, yeah. That's the card I was wishing I had in my hand already, so I knew whether or not I should be playing that. But I think what we can do here is play a Fractured Timeline here to attempt to lock something. We can play an Untested Grunt.
Ready to prove myself.
And now all we need is 5 damage, which we just don't have unless we Blood Rage equip.
You'll need this.
And we can just equip the daggers.
What I was looking for.
Alright, and that takes out the tower this turn. Alright, she goes down. We're blocking Phantom Assassins, which feels great. She's the highest DPS person on this side of the field. And let's look at this, how this side of the battlefield shook down. We can give... Wow, even more of those. But they're going to die at the beginning of the next turn. So she's going to get a lot of extra damage here. I mean, that's a ton.
It's ours for the taking.
She has, if our opponent has a Disciple of Nevermore, oh, never mind, they're at 0 mana, of course. But maybe next turn, they're trying to race me for sure. It all comes down to what we can do in this lane.
There's no escape.
So we can slay to get him out of the way. That increases the clock a great deal.
Blade is cruel.
Coup de grace. Okay. Damn, that sucks. Yeah, I think we've lost this, guys. Depends on what happens in this lane next turn. But they're going to be able to drop Bristleback. Because, I mean, we can do a lot more damage. But it just, I don't think it'll be enough.
15 seconds remaining.
Let the blood flow freely.
This was perhaps a mistake. Oh my god, we should have hip fired instead. Because that silence could have been used to target the tower next turn. So that was probably a bit of a punt. If we have a chance at all, I think we may have just thrown it away. Well, that's great. Our opponent was just like, here you go, one more chance. But the thing is, the odds of us being able to do anything here, since we put Ogre Magi there, the only chance would be to clear their board somehow with blue. And that's just not going to happen. I think if we draw another Ignite, that could help. Yeah, we need attack. We need as much damage as we can get in the right lane. Although we have the kill. Yeah, we needed both of these minions to go here. We need to draw... I don't know. Ignite will definitely change the math. I don't know if it'll do enough. And they got both of their minions. Yeah, so this is pretty much over, guys. I mean, there's the Ignite. And there's a Steam Cannon. We just don't have... We don't have the mana to do both. Steam Cannon does 4 piercing damage, which will allow us to kill essentially nothing, like one of these creeps. But another Ignite will allow us to kill 1 more, 2 more, 3 more creeps. I mean, I think that's the play. I think that's the best we have. I wish this hit any lane. That would be pretty broken. Yeah, and there's just nothing. There's nothing else we can do. Just have to hope for the best. There's no point in like counting it out. I mean, what's going to happen is going to happen. So let's see how the math changes. It brings him down to only 28 damage. The curve on Necrophos is really messing him up as well. And the minion went in front of a pretty decent target, all things considered. Oh, that sucks. He only needs 2 damage. Oh my god, does he have it? I'm so scared to pass.
I won't forget this.
That doesn't do it. I hope our opponent's not just slow rolling us, because that would be pretty upsetting. And we win! 2 damage! The double Ignite draw. Ignite got us out of it. Also, I think Assassinate would have been a good draw. So it's not like we won unfairly, you know, quote unquote. I think we won a pretty just battle there. We made some good decisions, maybe made a bad one or two. But I think what lost that for our opponent was the fact that they TP'd out Necrophos. I just don't think that was necessary. They wanted to guarantee their victory in the center lane, and they just, yeah, they didn't have it. I thought I was done, guys, when they killed that one minion that was blocking Necrophos and the Vandal, but we did fine. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. I think our next video will probably be 2 games, so if you're into that, stick around. And yeah, I'll be uploading probably one of these a day or one every other day, and I hope you enjoy them. Once again, my name is Brett. My channel is Good Talk Gaming. And yeah, follow me if you like artifact content. I play tons of other games on my channel. Hopefully you find something there that you enjoy. Subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate it a lot. And leave a comment if you saw some plays there that I didn't see. I try to do my best, but I play a lot of games, guys, so my brain's a little fried. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.